Since the dawn of its creation, cameras have been an enormous change and asset to the world in whole. They've changed how we view people, events, and society that we live in. They have done everything that we could expect into telling a good story. Whether it's done by just a single frame photo, like you see normally in news articles, in just Facebook images, etc. Or whether it's just used for movies and videos and just seeing stuff on the big screen that you want to love and you want to see more and more of. Or even if it's just recording, watching your child take its first steps, watching your kid at his first rugby game, any of those things. I feel cameras have been a big help in defining the storytelling community of the 21st century. I want to start talking about photography first. Photography, I feel, is one of the biggest and oldest ways in technological history to tell a story. Normally, photography is done in a single still shot, just one, and you got your image right here. And I feel that there are two ways you can categorize people in photography. You have your social media people who will normally, you know who they are. They're the ones who like to take selfies a lot. They like to always document what's going on in their life, whether it be from every minute, every day to one day, every day, every 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how they do it. As long as it's in a periodical kind of sequence, you normally have that one person who's going to be taking pictures and posting it online for everybody to see. This, I feel, while it is about their daily life, people in their life, or just things that they're eating, is telling a story. It is still a still shot frame, and it is showing you exactly what the photographer wants you to see. Sometimes there will be a caption underneath, sometimes there are going to be hashtags, sometimes there is no caption. It's just there to tell you a story about what's going on in that picture. Now, the other half is artsy photographers. Now, I feel, what do I say about artsy photographers? What do I mean by that? What I mean by artsy photographers, I'm talking about those people who are normally the professionals. They like to go out, they like to take pictures of just one picture of one thing and really try to encapsulate and focus on that image. Let's just say I wanted to take a picture of an apple, and I just put it down on the table and I took a picture of it. I want a certain angle, I want a certain light, I want a certain way of shading, certain contrast, all that humbug and all that boo-jazz. I just want to focus on that apple and make that thing the most amazing shot in the world. Both, I feel, tell a story. They both tell a story effectively. And while artsy photographers feel that their art of photography is dying, I actually feel that it's not dying. Just because more people are hands-on with their photos nowadays, I do not believe that that is killing off their art anytime soon. People are still enthusiastic on seeing that one image that's really focused, and you can see the hard work that was put into making that look like an amazing piece of work. And then yes, there are people who do the daily picture takes, which I feel is fine too. They're both telling a story, whether one's telling it more frequently and one's telling it to make it more timeless. I feel photography has shown that they can both work coherently at making stories. Filming cameras, on the other hand, these are the ones that you see in news. They tell you the news. They report on CNN, NBC. Then you have them reporting, showing you entertainment on TV, and then you see them on the big screens. These are your cameras that are the heavy-duty ones. You see them recording hours upon hours of film footage at a time, taking all those pictures that they take on one take and just moving it together and making one big masterpiece from it. These originated in the early 1800s and moved well into the 1900s, and they didn't start getting to people until roughly around the 2001 era, where people began using webcams, people began using it on phones. The very first smartphone to have a camera was in 2007, June to be precise, on a Nokia 95. Webcams started back in 2001, where Cambridge students were using it to observe coffee pots. Of course, back also in the 1980s and the 1990s, people started using them for for documenting, capturing memories and holding them off on little VHS tapes in general, CDs, DVDs, using them to keep memories that they create, whether it's watching their kids' soccer games or, even taking fan films. YouTube, for example. People use video cameras nowadays, whether it be webcams, smartphones. People are using this as a means of entertainment. You've got Vine, you have YouTube, Vimeo, all these different sites that support people using video cameras as a means of telling a larger story. It's very difficult to go online and not find a story done by a video camera. In the end, though, I feel both photography cameras and video cameras are big storytelling aspects to our society. Whether or not they capture big moments, whether or not they capture small moments, it doesn't really matter. They're still telling a story, and I feel if something of today that we use naturally as an iPhone or a GoPro or a Canon or even an HD camera, if we're using that as a method to storytell, get a story across, whether it be for entertainment purposes, whether it be for news purposes, or whether it just because we want to do it, I feel like these are the two best methods of successfully getting a story across. My name is Don Arcolano, and this has been my informative industry presentation project. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.